It's like a waiting game. Oh, we're here. Hey, Facebook, happy Monday. I'm so excited for this interview tonight. It's a little different than what we usually do. We usually do like an interview with one person, but I could not just do this with one person. I wanted to bring all these amazing women on here tonight and share this phenomenal story. Sorry that we're a little late, like 3 minutes, but we had some like technical fun with this. So get this out, share this, because right now you want to hear all these stories. Everybody needs to hear these stories because these are so diverse from all walks of life on how coming from nothing or coming from whatever has taken them to a different part and created a life for them that they could only have imagined. So if you're new to the page, I'm Sydney, and I just want to tell you a little bit about this experience before we bring these ladies on and they share their experience on what this product has done for them. So if you're looking and you're like, what's this crazy thing on this girl's arm? This is the Thrive experience. It's a super simple 3-step process, the most revolutionary thing that you've ever seen before. You get up first thing in the morning and you take 2 capsules on an empty stomach, men's and women's. We like to call these our jumper cables because I don't know about y'all, but the minute I take these, probably within 5 minutes, I am ready to go. Even if I didn't want to do it, as soon as I take those, they pump me up and I'm ready to go. Literally 20 minutes later, you're going to mix up your lifestyle mix. I always throw these up because they're my favorite flavors, vanilla and strawberry. These are so cool. They're ultra micronized, so they taste really good and they're thin, not chalky or anything like that, loaded with pre and probiotics. And then right after that, you slap on this fun sticker, your little DFT. And we have so many cool ones. They're like fashionable, so you can wear them with all types of outfits. But the DFT is what we call it revolutionary. It's dermafusion technology. So we absorb all of our vitamins through our skin throughout the day, our largest organ. It's the coolest thing out there. And what I love about it is, like I said, it's so simple. It's done. 3 steps, 20 minutes, you're done for the day. You're not carrying around any shakes or capsules with you after that. You're done. And the most amazing thing about our product is it is for everyone. Everyone can experience the Thrive experience. So that's why I absolutely love it. And why I wanted to get on here today and share these stories with you. And we called this the $1 Million Mommas because not only do they all look like $1 million, but they were all through these 3 simple steps. That's like a tongue twister when I do it. It's like, through these 3 simple steps, they were able to earn $1 million and become millionaires with Lavelle. So I really wanted to get them on here so that they could share with you, so that you can see that anybody can share this product with as many people as you possibly can. You just have to be willing to create the life that you deserve. So I'm Sydney, and I just want to give you a little bit about me. I'm from the Metro Detroit area, and I am married to Haas Lehman. I'm sure you've seen him out there. But we got started on this product. We're coming on 4 years in October because he was drinking a ton of energy drinks a day, probably like 6 or 7, working the swing shift at Ford Motor Company. So a friend brought this to us because she knew that what we were looking for, the energy, the mental clarity, the focus, the appetite control, all the things that people go grab coffee and energy drinks for, that we could get in these super simple 3 steps. So she brought it to us. And honestly, I have a different story because I was a skeptic wife. He was like, let's do this. Let's try it. And I was like, okay, I'll try it with you. Right. And we tried it day 1. I'm probably one of the few. I was not a day 1 thriver, but I loved the simplicity of the product. I loved that it was done in 30 minutes. And that was it. I was amazed. All these other things you hear of, you're carrying things in your pocket, or you're like washing all these blender bottles out all throughout the day. So that was so cool to me. Day 3 is when I figured out I'm a thriver, and I'm a thriver for life. No one can ever take this from me. That step 2, I was in the kitchen. And if you are not a morning person, let me just tell you that there is hope for you, because I was not a morning person. But when I was mixing up that step 2 in the kitchen and singing and dancing with my husband, I was like, whoa, it's 6 a.m. This is not Sydney. So I knew that we had to share this product with people, because this was before I had kid too. Now I have a 2-year-old, so I can't imagine not being a functionable human in the morning. That just doesn't happen with a 2-year-old. So the fact that we were able to get up and just feel so good in 30 minutes, I was like, we have to share this out. And my skeptic story is more towards the business. He wanted to really take this and just share it. And we met up with Jessica. She told us how we could get it for free. So I was all kudos on that. Like, yeah, cool, awesome. I would love to get it for free, because all you need to get it for free, 2 friends or family. Who doesn't know 2 people who are looking for more energy, focus, all that stuff? So I wanted to get it for free. It sounded great. Then she dropped the VIP 800 and 1600 bomb on me. that we could earn $1,300 in 2 weeks and we had nothing to lose. So I was like, okay, I think they're on to something here. And fast forward 4 years later, we are both doing this at home full time, enjoying life. We still feel amazing every single day. It's what we were just telling someone, is it just gets better and better and better as you go along. And we're able to live the life that we've always wanted, to be able to be home with our son and to live on time freedom. That's what it was for us. We wanted time freedom. He was working the swing shift, so we wanted to just be able to do things when we wanted to. And we can do that because our business is right on our phone. So it's a really, really cool, looking back, we just updated our story today. So looking back on that, it's just been such a journey. And that's why I really wanted to bring these women on here today, because they've had similar journeys, maybe different routes that we've all taken, but similar journeys, and just going for that same destination on the life that we really wanted to create for our families. So I'm going to pass it first to Miss Jessica Green.
Hi guys, excuse my spider web behind me. I wanted to block out some of the junk that you would normally see on the Zoom, but I'm like looking at myself going, this kind of looks like I'm in some virtual world right now. Thanks for having me on, Sydney. I really, really appreciate it. I love telling my story. I guess everybody's is a little bit different. Some people start because of the product, because they were really looking for more energy or weight management or getting rid of some aches and discomforts. Everybody starts for a little bit different reason. And I didn't know that I was looking for our product. I was kind of watching a friend of mine that had started offering Thrive and promoting it on social media. And I was just really interested in the business part. I was really interested in what she was doing. Those things that Sydney just described to you, the fact that you could get the product for free. I had never been able to get any customers any product for free. I'd worked for one other similar type company, and we didn't get our product for free, nor could we get our customers product for free. So I thought that was really interesting. I loved the mini experience. I loved that you could put 4 days or 5 days or 3 days into somebody's hands and let them experience it. We didn't have that option either. And then I saw her within a very short period of time start to get her car paid for. And so more and more of these little boxes kept getting checked off. And while I wasn't really looking for a new product line, I stayed really healthy with the product I was on. I felt like I felt good. Don't mind that I was going through like the drive-through 3 times a day to get my coffee fixed, but I thought that was normal. I also thought it was normal to like pass out on the couch at 5 o'clock in the evening and not want to cook dinner for your family because, well, we're exhausted moms and we're just trying to do what we can do to get by. And that's what I thought was normal. And I know there's so many other moms out there that think that's normal. Now, this morning, like fast forward just really quick to this morning, I'm just not a morning person. If I could, like one of my vision board goals is to like never have to wake up to an alarm clock again. Right. So this morning I needed to get up because I had lots of things on my to-do list. And I thought, it's Monday. I'm just so not ready for this. Ran to the bathroom, came back, and I was like, okay, thank God for those capsules. 4 years later, and I still say it every morning. Thank God for those capsules. Took my 2 capsules, drank down some water. I sat back in bed for a few minutes, let myself wake up, and 10 minutes later, my whole world changes. And I didn't have that before. And I don't go through the drive-through to get coffee. I haven't done that in 4 years. I am doing the Zoom at 8 o'clock at night, and I still have plenty of energy and thinking about even going for a walk when I'm done. Like, I didn't feel like that. And I'm 4 years older, not 4 years younger, but I feel 4 years younger than I did 4 years ago. Anyways, so I wasn't looking for a product, you guys. I was looking for a different business. I was looking for, I'm talking to you moms too, that are, all the kiddos are going back to school right now. And that's the spot I was in. Actually, my 4-year Thriveversary is in 3 days. So my kiddo was getting ready to go back to school. And I was like, my husband was like, you need to go back and get a 9 to 5 because we really need to bring some more money into the house. And I was like, oh, that sounds awful. I haven't done that in so many years. I don't want to go back into that rat race. So, really, I was looking for a business. And after watching my friend literally for, I think it was 8 or 9 months, I watched her and I was like, I just need to do this. I just need to make this switch. I just need to. She's helping all these people earn $1,400, $1,300 in 14 days. And she's helping all of her friends get this Thrive for free. And they seem to be feeling amazing. And a whole different ball game. I didn't want to go back to the 9 to 5. I wanted to be at home with my son. I wanted to be able to take him to school every morning and pick him up after school every day. And 4 years later, I'm still doing that. I've never had to go back and get that 9 to 5, and I don't want to, and I didn't want to then. The icing on the cake is that the product was so easy. It was so simple to fit into my day. I got up first thing in the morning and it was done 20 minutes later. And I didn't have to think about it. And oh my goodness, I didn't need to drink coffee anymore. And I had energy to get through the rest of my day. So it was important to me before I joined the business portion of this that the product actually worked, but I had no idea the product is actually what changed my life, not the money, not the business plan, not anything. The product is actually what changed my life because, like Sydney said, they're like our jumper cables. So I look at Thrive as a catalyst. Thrive, while I wasn't looking for a product, actually catapulted my life in a completely different direction. And did money come along with that? Yes. Does that make life easier? Absolutely. Do I want to do anything else? No. But it's funny how different people come into this business. So I just wanted to share my side, because a lot of people come in because of our product, because they are looking for more energy. They are looking for things to just kind of change the way that they feel. And I wasn't looking for that, but it absolutely did that. And I truly, truly believe that this can help anybody and everybody out there looking for more energy, looking to lose a few pounds. But if you're a mom and you just don't really want to go back to that 9 to 5 and the kids are going back to school or just started going back to school, there's a different way. And this company is very simple. You start off by getting your product for free. 2 weeks later, you could be earning $1,320. We help you get your car paid for next. My husband and I haven't had a car payment in almost exactly 4 years. We earned our auto bonus pretty quickly in the business. And then my husband became a promoter with me too. He earned his auto bonus and we've had 2 cars paid for 4 years. So talk about just that part, alleviating some stress in the family budget is huge. And then being able to, 2 years into the business, we were able to have my husband stop working his regular 9 to 5, and we both get to do this full time. So we get to stay home as much as we want or travel as much as we want, help all of the teams, and communicate to as many people as we can on a daily basis what Thrive did to change our lives, and know that it can change so many more. And it just takes a simple chance, a couple minutes. Think about changing your life first thing in the morning in 20 minutes. You can do it. I can do it. Everyone can do it. It's a very simple program. So get with a person who invited you on tonight and grab one of those 4-day mini experiences. Or actually, what I would say is just get your 30 days. Like, just start, because you're going to want it. You're not going to want it. You're not going to want to end after 4 days anyways. So then you're just going to have to wait for your order to come in. So it's so much easier to just go with the 30 days and trust everybody that's on here telling you 4 years into this. And I think both of the ladies that are going to speak next have been in a little bit longer than I have. So listen to us. You're never going to want to stop thriving after you start. So I would just get started with your mom. That's all I have. I'm going to pass it on to Dana. Yeah.
Hi guys. Gosh, it's so funny. I'm sitting here thinking, and I'm like, I don't know if I've ever heard your story. And, the more that we tell our stories, it's been just over 4 years for me. And I feel like the more that we tell our stories, the more that we feel like everybody's heard it, right? We're like, oh, everybody's heard our stories. But the truth is, there's probably hundreds of people that are going to hear this that have never heard our stories. And so my name is Dana Shuba. I live in Florida, and my story actually starts just over 4 years ago. And I have it's kind of funny because, she's talking about all those tired moms. And, when I first started my Thrive experience, my husband was working a job he absolutely hated. I was doing hair out of my kitchen. And I had a 2.5-year-old and a 6-month-old at the time. It's crazy to think about how fast this time has gone. But I just remember there was just one day, and I was sitting and looking at myself in the mirror, and I was 30 pounds overweight. I, honest to God, hated who I was looking back at. I did not even recognize that person. And I just thought to myself, Dana, this is not all who I had imagined you were going to be. And I felt like, when you take 2 steps forward and just 3 steps back, I just never could get closer to who I wanted to be. And I was trying, and I felt like I was doing all the right things. I was trying to go for walks, and I was trying to eat right. But God, I was so tired, and I just couldn't get to the point of getting to that next step. And I just thought it was normal. I thought it was normal. I was supposed to be tired. I had a 6-month-old. I had a 2.5-year-old. Like, I'm supposed to be tired. I'm getting closer to my 30s. I know some of you guys are going to be like, really? But seriously, like, you think, you know, you're supposed to get tired. And then I saw a friend of mine, Lindsay, posting on Facebook, and she looked the best she had ever looked. And she was coaching high school cheer, which I had just taken a position as a high school cheer coach. And I was freaking tired. And I look at her, and she's just peachy as can be. And she's just looking so cute with her high schoolers, looking like she's part of the team. And I'm like, wait a minute. She's got a 2.5-year-old. She's got a 6-month-old. Why does she look amazing and I look like this? And so I had messaged her and I said, what is different? Like, why do you look so good? And she's like, oh, it's this Thrive thing. And I was so miserable at the time that I went to a mutual friend of ours and I actually made fun of her. And I was like, it's this stupid Thrive thing. Like, she wears this sticker and says that it's changed her life. Like, how ridiculous, you know? And don't worry, guys, like, we've duked it out. We're good now. But I mean, at that moment, it just seemed ridiculous that this sticker could change her life, you know? And so for 5 months, I made fun of her, and my life did not get better, and hers was just getting better and better. And so I just kept, you know, making fun of her to my husband, to our friends, to everybody. And I just kept talking bad about this product that I knew absolutely nothing about. And it got to the point where I finally said, I don't care. I will do it. We were on food stamps. We were on Medicaid. I was overweight. I was crying every night. My husband and I were fighting. My kids were not getting the best version of me, and something had to change. I had no idea what it was. And for whatever reason, God spoke to me that day and he said, Dana, it's time. And I maxed out the last available limit of our credit card. I cried when I put the order in. There was a client in my kitchen as I'm crying, and I just made it happen. And so the order came in on a Wednesday. I started Thursday morning, and I remember that feeling of, oh my gosh, this is literally the first day of the rest of my life. I mean, I knew that moment, like, holy moly. I know, it was seriously like chill bumps. And I just remember going, I can't believe that I made fun of this for 5 months. Like, this is insane. And so I wrote her and I said, hey, so number one, I'm sorry. And number two, does this go away? And she's like, no, I feel the same way today as I did the first day that I started, if not better. And I was like, there's no way. And she's like, I told you. And I was like, this is crazy. Guys, the excitement that I felt that day just kept getting better and better and better and better. And I actually signed up as a customer. I did. I loved the idea of direct sales. I loved the idea of being home with my family. I loved the idea of making money. I loved the idea of being my own boss. But let's be real. That's fake. That doesn't really happen. You know, like, you can't be successful in direct sales. Like, come on. I mean, we all have friends that like try to get us to be in direct sales. We've all tried it. And I was no exception. I had tried direct sales. I failed miserably. I invested every possible thing I could into direct sales. I went to conferences. I went to parties. I loved crap around with me. I've done it all. And so I knew I didn't want to be a promoter. And then Lindsay said to me, well, you're promoting it anyways, and it's free. And I said to her, I know what free means. It means that there's a website cost. Like, I was going to catch her like in some like scam, right? I'm like, oh, there's not a website fee? And she's like, no. And I was like, oh, well, is there like a monthly like cost? And she's like, no. And you can get it for free. And so can your customers. And I'm like, oh. And I'm like, so they're not going to charge me anything? And she's like, no, literally the only difference between what you just are right now and a promoter is going to get paid. And at that moment I was like, oh, well, I mean, I really have nothing to lose at that point. And she's like, no, and you actually have 2 bonuses that you can earn in your first 14 days, which can earn you up to $1,320 in bonuses. And I was like, hold the phone. What? Like, that was pretty much like get Dana out of debt fund. And so at that moment, I was telling people about it anyways. I had so many people that were excited about what I was doing that I just couldn't stop talking about it. And so that was one of the things that got me so excited was those 2 bonuses. And as soon as I hit those, it was like, wow, this is actual real money. Like, this isn't just fake promises. This isn't just, dreams and hopes. And well, if you try really hard, one day you can be successful. And, it was actual money that was going into my account, and my husband saw it. Like, he was able to actually support that. And so after those bonuses, I kind of thought that was it. And I was like, okay, well, they kind of reel you in with that one. And then there's nothing else. And so I stopped. And I remember we were at the park with the kids, and my husband, I had said, hey, there's Lavelle had paid us today. And he's like, okay. I was like, well, I didn't do anything this week. And he's like, well, check it. And it was like $300. And he's like, they paid you $300 for a week and you didn't do anything? And I'm like, no, apparently my team started to do something. And he was like, well, maybe you should try to do something. So I remember writing Lindsay and I said, okay, I'm all in for a year. 1 year, I'll give it everything I've got. And then that's it. Like, that's all I can give to it. And I remember 1 year to the day, Lindsay said to me, she said, you gonna quit? And I was like, no, I guess not. But the funny thing is, guys, is same thing with Jess. Like, I was just driven by the product. I was not expecting to be a promoter. I wasn't even expecting to like the product. I just didn't have anywhere else to go. I had to take a chance. I had to take another step because what I was doing wasn't working. And it's funny because a lot of people in the beginning were like, oh, you got in at the right time. You guys, here's the funny thing. There's people that got in back then, and there's people that are getting in now. And the people getting in now are being way more successful than people that got in back then. It's not about when you get in, it's how much passion you have for the product. And it's about whether or not you decide to try it for one day, or whether you invest your last $150 on the last available limit of your credit card because you're so desperate for a change. It's about whether or not you really want to invest, or whether or not you just want to help out a friend. It has to be, hey, listen, I'm ready. I'm ready to take that next step. So that's my story. It's I could go on and on about the excitement about this journey and this product and everything that has to it. But like Jess said, you guys, if a friend invited you on today, there's a reason. It's not because they're trying to get a sale from you. It's not about getting the next sale. It's not because we could go to the person, at Walmart and sell it to the next person there. It's about changing a friend's life. Lindsay could have very easily just let me suffer on Facebook and just given up on me. But honestly, you guys, I would have very, very little friends if it was just me bugging my friends for 4 years. I have more people thank me for not giving up on them for those 4 years than I ever have in my entire life, because people finally get it once they start the product. They understand why I was so passionate about not giving up on them. So, and now I'm going to pass it over to Amber before I take over the whole show here.
Well, I'll say this. One, wow, with these stories these women put together, Sydney, you did a great job, because our stories are so powerful. And some of that is the passion for the product. I'm Amber Mainquist. I'm from Texas. And my thing is, I was in my late 30s, 38 years old. Jason and I both ran our own businesses. We already were self-employed. We thought we knew what time freedom was. We weren't working on somebody else's schedule, but we were, because we were still working for our clients. And, that set our days. And if we wanted to be able to pay our bills, we wanted to be able to let the boys race motocross, whatever, we had to go to work. We had to work those hours. Now, we did say when we first had kids that we were not going to let somebody else raise our babies. So y'all, we did whatever it took to do that, which meant we literally were 2 ships passing in the night, in the middle of the day, whatever. He would get up at like 4 and 5 a.m. he would go clean pools, and then I would get ready and I would, here's the baby, and then run out the door to the salon. And we did that for years. And then the boys started racing motocross nationally. We were all across the United States. We were tired. We were very tired. Something started wearing on me. Also, during all of that, we had a medical debt that happened because we raced motocross, and we had a lapse in a health insurance at the time. So all of a sudden we were out of debt, and then all of a sudden we were $40,000 in debt, like literally just like that. And I was in this place of, we're never going to get out of this. I'm never going to get the hospital to quit calling me. I'm never going to leave this place. Oh my gosh, this is awful. I was not happy with my husband. I blamed him for everything. I was like, you introduced them to dirt bikes. You let the insurance lapse. This is all your fault. And I hate you. I mean, that was what was going through my head at that time. I was a very bitter person because that stress of that finance, what was going on. And then emotionally, y'all, I was crying in my closet several nights of the week. I usually say 5 of the 7 nights a week. I just remember crying, praying, God, please fix me. Please do something. Please help me. I was in this place where I was like, I'm not a good mom to these boys. I'm not a good wife to my husband. God made a mistake. You know, somebody else would be a better wife and mom for them. Like, these were the things that were going through my head. That is how much of a funk I was in and how much of a shell of a mom was really there. But nobody knew, nobody knew that except my family or family. But nobody knew, as far as my clients, my friends, for the most part, they knew a little bit, but not all of it. And my friend was sharing about this product. I didn't want anything to do with it. I continued to cry and pray in my closet for 3 more months after she asked me if I would create a free account. I didn't know what that meant, but I said, sure, and thanks, but no thanks, but I'll create a free account. Yeah. And from there, I watched her and her journey, and I watched her share other people's stories and how great they were feeling. And after about 50 stories, I was like, why not me? What if this can do for me what it did for them? Or what if it's all just a marketing ploy? Like, I didn't know, but I had some kind of hope. I just trusted a friend. I was ready for something different. Something had to change, or else our whole life was going downhill really fast. And so I ordered, y'all, I didn't even know what I was ordering. I didn't know it was 3 steps. I didn't know how to take it. I just ordered. And I then called my mom, and I asked some other people, hey, do you want to do this with me? And they're like, what is it? I'm like, I don't know. It's supposed to help you feel better. Because my friend Maria said you can get it free when you have 2 friends that join you. So I was like, okay, well, I'm paying for this order, but I need to get the next one for free if it works. So I need friends to join me. And I just ran with it. Again, I had no idea what it was going to do. But so when it came in, I'm like, okay, well, guess what? I ordered wrong, y'all. And my husband still thinks to this day that was a trick. I ordered men's and women's and no DFT. So again, you know what? I am successful in this business, and I did everything wrong in the beginning. So it doesn't matter. You could always get better. But I had to order more. And bonus on that mistake, though, is he got to start with me. He didn't trust me, but he did start. And for me, what I noticed right away, one, I was super scared of the shake because I'm not like protein shakes and things like that. They're not good for me. And we'll just leave it at that. But this, I took the capsules and I waited 20 minutes. I literally held my nose while I drank the shake because I was so scared, but it tasted so good. It was so yummy. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was delicious. Can I have another? It was really good. So anyway, moved on. First day, y'all, I had mental clarity. Like I was before Thrive. There's a meme that came out, and it came out after, so I'm pretty sure it was made because of me. That meme that you're talking on your phone, you're like, I can't find my keys, I can't find my phone, I have to call you back. I did that. There were days that I was talking on my phone, telling my friend frantically, I have to call you back. I can't find my phone. The phone you're talking to me on? Yeah, that one. So that was me on a minute by minute basis, y'all. Seriously. It's funny thinking back now how bad it really was, walking into a room, not knowing why I went there. It was bad. So mental clarity was the first thing I noticed. Like for the whole day, I was focused. I was getting things done. I was checking things off my list. Because I was checking things off my list, by the end of the day, I felt accomplished for the first time in a long time. Guys, before that, I went to bed every night feeling so defeated, like just defeated. I can't even finish a to-do list. What kind of mom am I? Those were the things I was telling myself when I was going to bed at night. So because I was able to check off my list, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got stuff done. Like, go me. But then by day 3, I noticed, wow, my coffee sat cold. Y'all, I'm a hairdresser. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I drink coffee nonstop, 24/7. My clients would bring me my favorite coffee. They would bring me my favorite Sonic. That was me. And by day 3, my coffee sat cold, and I thought, gosh, that's really weird. And I was craving water. I couldn't remember the last time I drank water. I was craving water. I was just feeling better. And so by day 10, I just felt like a better person. I remember standing in my kitchen and getting all excited and telling my husband, oh my gosh, I remember this feeling. And he was like, what are you talking about? Like, I think he was scared I was going to say I was pregnant or something. I was like, oh my gosh, I remember feeling like this. This is the me I was meant to be. This is the me I'm supposed to be. This is the me God made me to be. This is the me before kids, before bills, before adulting, before you. Like this is me. Like she's back. And that moment, I knew I would thrive forever. Like I told him, I don't care. I mean, of course, I was telling everybody. I was like, I don't care if we get it for free. I don't care if we ever make any money. I'll sell all my shoes. I'll sell everything to always thrive. Like that was it. I knew. And I probably overshouted it to all my friends and still do. I don't shut up about Thrive because I know what it's truly doing. I know what it did for me. I know what it did for my husband. I know what it's doing for my friends. I know what it's doing for my family. I know what it's doing for people I didn't even know. Like it works, you know? And so because of that, kind of switching to the business side, oh, and by the way, I sleep all night now. That's another huge thing. There's so many huge things. But I don't see the clock 4 and 5 times a night anymore. You know, I actually sleep all night long. And I thought that was the coolest thing when I woke up one morning and it was 6 a.m. and I was like, wait, where was 12:30 and 2:30, 3:30? Like, wow, I went to bed at 10, woke up at 6. It was awesome. Still is. But because of that, I've just kept sharing. I've kept sharing. My husband shares, total skeptic before, right? He's sold because of what it did for him, what it did for me, what it's doing for so many people we know, single moms able to pay for college for their kids. Like that's huge, you know? And so we've just continued with that. And when you can come on board, I remember like, oh my gosh, I just made $500 when I hit that first VIP bonus they were talking about. I made $500. And then, oh my gosh, I just earned an iPad. And it's mine. It's all mine. Nobody can have it. The kids can't have it. It's my iPad. I earned it. Go away. Like that was, I was like, this is mine. And then all of a sudden we earned a car bonus. And, you know, my husband was like, what does that mean? I'm like, I don't know, but my Tahoe's falling apart. You know, it's like 13 years old. We've driven it for 11 of those 13 years. It's almost at 200,000 miles. Like you just told me last month we needed to get a new car and I didn't want a car payment. But, you know, then all of a sudden he's like, well, I don't know. Are they really going to pay for your car? And so it was funny because it went from you need a car to slow down there. And, you know, I was like, no, like this is going with or without you, with or without me. We're rolling with this. I need a car payment. God has provided. I have prayed for this. I've prayed for God to fix me and provide for our family for the past 5 freaking years. And this is it. And we're running with it. And that is honestly, that's what we've done. And I could keep talking. Sydney, I'm going to pass it back to you. Guys, I'm telling you, like Dana said, nobody's trying to sell you something. They want something for you, and they just want to help you because it truly works. So, Sydney, if you have questions or anything, let us know, girl.
Oh my gosh, I love these. These were some powerhouse stories. And as much time as I've spent with Amber and Dana, I've like never heard your guys' stories. So Dana, like touche on that one. I don't think like enough of us share our stories because we think it's so obvious to us. And there's so many other people out there like you. So I just want to leave on this, but go back to the 3, 4, 5, Amber, Jessica, and Dana, and give them like tips and advice on if you could look back, you know, if you could write a letter back to that person and just give them a tip or advice, because there's 450 people out here watching this right now. And I'm sure a lot of them are moms that were in our spot, or dads, or, you know, for that matter, anybody in that spot. What's just a good tip or advice that you'd leave for them? And I'll just go Jess, Dana, Amber.
Uh-oh. Am I unmuted? I'm like, I just did something on my screen and it popped all over. No, I am muted. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
We can hear you.
Oh, it's so weird. It was telling me I was muted. Okay, so I didn't share this part of my story, so this is perfect timing for that. So my one piece of advice I want to give everybody that's watching this, please, if you're thinking about experiencing the product, at least do that. At minimum, get a mini experience into your hands. You need to try this on an empty stomach for 4 to 10 days. It will change your life. But beyond that, if you're looking at this as a business, which is what I came in looking for, was the business. I said that in the beginning. With my advice would be, where there's a will, there's a way. A lot of times when people are looking into something like this or looking at something like this, it's time or money that are the two things that are standing in their way. Time was not standing in my way, but money was. It's why I waited for 8 months to join this business. It's why I had no money to join. I just got sick and tired of being sick and tired and broke. And I just decided, where there's a will, there's a way. I'm never going to be able to afford this. My husband said, no more businesses. We're not doing any of that. I'd actually, a year prior, lost a brick and mortar store front that I had with my father, a chiropractic spa. And we went into absolute personal bankruptcy over that. So I had no money, and my husband was not going to trust me with another business. So there was no way I was buying a $200 kit, a $400 kit, an $800 kit, and any kit. There was nothing going to happen. So I got resourceful. Moms at home, if you want to do something like this, get resourceful. I had a Best Buy gift card that I have been saving to buy a new laptop. My mom had bought me a Best Buy gift card for Christmas like 6 or 8 months prior. I tucked it away in my cabinet of my desk and just said, when I can afford to put the rest of it together, I'll get a new laptop. And I was like, well, Mom will forgive me if this all works out. I'm going to take this Best Buy gift card. I'm going to sell it on eBay for the amount of money that I can get for it. And I'm going to turn around and buy my first kit. And that's exactly what I did, you guys. I didn't have $200. I sold that Best Buy gift card for $200 on eBay. And I took the cash and I turned around and bought my first kit. And I remember when it came in the mail, my husband said to me, I thought I told you we weren't doing another business. Like, we don't have the money for that. I go, but we didn't spend the money on it because I got resourceful. And I went and sold a Best Buy gift card on eBay. So that's how we got it. And you're going to take it. And so am I. And 3 years later, that turned into $1 million business for us. And so I just want to say, where there's a will, there's a way. If there's something that you really want to do and you want to put your heart into it, you can do it. You just have to figure it out. Sometimes it's just right in front of your face.
Sorry. Yeah, wow, that's amazing. I was going to say, if you always do what you've always done, you're always going to get what you've always gotten. But that's kind of what you just said. So I'm going to go with, you might lose some friends, you might lose some family. I'm going to talk more to the promoter side of this than just, customer, like if you're thinking about trying the product, like that's your advice. Try the product. There it is. But as far as like the promoter side of it, like, guys, you might lose some friends and family along the way. You might have some people that were like me that just didn't understand. But I promise you guys, like, it's 100% worth it. Number one, once they start the product, because they'll understand. And number two, it's okay to grow. Not everybody's going to grow with you. And I remember, it was something, I think it was like in middle school, in 8th grade. I remember somebody saying to me once, she's like, they used to like make fun of me, and they said something along the lines of like, Dana, you've changed. You're not the same person. And I came home and I told my mom that, and I was like, Mom, they don't want to be my friend anymore. They said that I've changed. I'm not the same person. And my mom said to me, she said, Dana, that's okay. You don't have to be the same person. You grow, you're different. And at the same time, like, that still applies to all of us now. We grow, we're different people, and either people are going to grow with you or they're not. And you have to kind of keep that into the back of your mind. So the person that, or the thing that I would have told me back then is some people are going to grow with me and some are not going to be willing to grow. And I have to be able to accept that as a person, because I can't just stay back in that life forever just because I want to stay friends with people. If people want to remain friends with me, they're going to have to learn how to grow with me if they want to stay in my life. So that's what I'm going to advise to you guys is if you want to grow, sometimes some of those people aren't going to grow with you, and that's okay. Let them grow or stay there. Amber, to you.
Awesome. You know, I'll just take right off of that where, you know, if someone is saying you've changed, you're different, my response is, well, thank goodness, because I was miserable. Like, who wants to be crying in their closet every night? Who wants to be literally checking their bank card, you know, trying to figure out if they have enough at the grocery store? I don't know about y'all, but I would use my ATM and be like, go through, please let it go through. I remember not long after we started this journey, and I sent a text because I was getting cereal bars and some other things at the grocery store, and one of the kids was like, Mom, can we have these? And I started crying because I didn't have to check our bank account to see if I had to tell them no or not. I actually was like, yeah, that's fine. And it hit me in the grocery store that I didn't have to be fearful going to the cashier. Like, it sucks to be afraid of the Walmart cashier, you know, like it sucks. So I think my tip, sorry, y'all. I think my tip there is don't be scared of what could be, because I was living my life afraid of the Walmart cashier. Like, I'd rather be afraid of somebody telling me no, going after my dreams, than somebody telling me no, you can't eat. Like, that's huge. So my biggest thing is I don't hide anything. I don't shut up about Thrive. I'm constantly just sharing what it's done. And, you know, that's the thing, is you have to be ready to just share what it's done for you, for others. Help as many people as you possibly can. You know, your life is better when you're helping others. Your life is better when you're smiling. Your life is better when you can do something better for somebody else. And you have a tool in your hands that makes lives better. So help them be better. That's it.
Thank you, ladies, so much. Y'all continue to share this live, because these were just awesome, awesome stories. I'm so grateful that you guys did all this too. If you don't know, like, not all of us are on the same team, so they didn't have to do this, but I'm so, so grateful that you guys did this and shared these amazing stories, even with me. Like, Amber got me bawling over here. So thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you next time, Facebook.